All right. So today we are talking about review sites. Welcome. I'm Sid of the Sugar Coin Academy. I'm your head instructor. My background is in finance and accounting. I went to business school and I love telling you guys about all kinds of businessy things that are going to help you with starting and growing profitable baking and sweets businesses. And today we're talking about review sites and how you can use review sites to grow your business and market your business. All right. So first things first, what is a review site? I'm going to go to my definition just so we can start off on the same playing field as we usually start off every day. So a review site is a form of user-generated marketing, and it is a platform where customers or supporters can leave reviews about a company, person, product, or service. All right. So a review site is a user-generated marketing piece of content, and the previous video that we did, point number 6 in this whole series, was about user-generated content, where we went down a whole line of what exactly is user-generated content, how can we use it, what are some different strategies for implementing that in our business. So if you did miss that one, definitely go check that out in the playlist. But reviews are generated by the customer or people who generally support you. Okay. So a couple of options when it comes to review sites. There's obviously Google. If you want to have Google reviews, or you want it to be where people can leave a review for you on Google, you will need to set up a Google My Business page. Okay. You'll need to set up a Google My Business page. Google My Business is basically Google's social media platform. All right. I'm not going to go too deep into that because we talk a lot about it in the Sugar Coin Academy, but just know that you need a page if you want to start ranking on Google and getting reviews on Google as well. All right. Because Google is going to showcase their reviews before they showcase any other reviews, before they showcase Facebook reviews, before they showcase reviews on Yelp or whatever. They're going to showcase reviews that are made on their platform because that's how they make their money. All right. So Google reviews is one. You can also use Yelp to get reviews. You can use I believe the Knot and Wedding Wire. You can still get reviews on there. And then also you can use other platforms such as Trustpilot to gather reviews for your customer. So there's a couple different options. I wouldn't say that there's one that's any better than the other. It just really depends on what you're trying to market in your business. Obviously, if you want to market a wedding-based business, I would say to use a review site that is focused on wedding business, like the wedding aspect in the wedding industry. So I would say that if you are trying to grow a wedding business, I would not neglect having reviews on something like the Knot or Wedding Wire. And they also give out awards to people who are like the highest ranking reviews in your particular city and stuff. So for sure, consider that depending upon what you're trying to promote in your business and what you want your business to be about. But then in the least, I would say to get a Google My Business page. Do not overlook that, and do not overlook the strategies that we talk about in the Sugar Coin Academy related to building your Google platform. Okay. All right. So those are the platforms. The thing that I will say too, I almost forgot. And Facebook. Facebook is also an option as well, but you would have to turn it on your Facebook page. Let's say if you have a business Facebook page, you have to turn on reviews so that you can start getting them. All right. So here's something to consider, because you guys are already familiar with review sites. I'm not going to go down that road of like, what is it? And, we're going to talk about how to get some. But one thing I want to address before we move any further is I know that a lot of people have anxiety around whether they should turn on reviews on certain platforms. So I'm going to speak specifically about Facebook because there are trolls out there and there are haters out there. And sometimes people are concerned, like, I don't want to turn on reviews for my page because what if I get a bad review? And what if there's a hater out there that just bashes my business? I mean, cancel culture is big, and you could be concerned about, oh my gosh, is somebody going to say something on my page that's going to get me canceled in amongst my community? I will say, don't let fear run your business. Okay. You can always turn reviews back off. If somebody says something that is so detrimental to your business, you can absolutely turn the reviews off. You can also get those reviews reviewed so that they can get removed. Okay. So it just really depends on what you want, the direction you want to see your business go, and the strategy that you want to use. But I would say for sure, don't let fear or the fear of getting a bad review keep you from turning reviews on in your business, because People buy based off of reviews. At this point, remember back in the day, we used to get stuff from word of mouth, right? So if your good friend from up the street said, oh yeah, I bought this from Amazon and it was awesome, then of course we're going to buy it because our good friend just recommended it. But sometimes we are at home alone. We're just looking into different products and different services, and we have nothing else to go on but the word of another person who is in another side of the country who has left a review. But people really rely on reviews these days because you don't know what kind of scams are out there. Now, mind you, there are places where you can buy reviews, and I'm not suggesting that you do that. And I'm not suggesting that every review that's out on every website, anywhere, is 100% accurate. But for the most part, whenever it comes time for us purchasing things, I know for me personally, I look at reviews, and I often look at the bad reviews first. Okay, I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I often look at the bad reviews first, because it's one thing if you get a 1 star, especially for, like, let's say a piece of furniture, or let's say it's some piece of equipment that I want to buy from Amazon. I want to know if that 1-star review was because of the customer service, or if that 1-star review was because the battery that I bought for my camera is going to burn out in 2 weeks. Like, I need to know the difference. There's something between, there's a difference between it was a bad product and it was a bad experience. Those are 2 totally different things to me. And so, just like if you guys are like me and you look at the bad review first, people do that too. If there's like literally 3 or 4 of us right here that have already said, yeah, we look at bad reviews first. So that lets me know that people are looking at reviews. We all do it. Okay. So, but I don't want you to have the fear of a bad review keep you from opening a review. So this is what I want you to look at and what I want you to consider. First of all, if you do get a bad review, don't let it go unresponded to. Okay. Because people make that mistake of getting a bad review and then not responding to it. Because if you don't respond to a bad review, that's actually the last word. And you responding to the bad review is really not even about the person who wrote the bad review. It's actually about the person who's going to read the review later. Okay. A bad review comes out, and if a bad review comes out and the business owner responds to it in a way that is respectful and responds to it in a way that shows that they actually cared about the situation and they tell their side of the story, that's one thing. And that can actually save a situation. It is not about the other person. It's actually about every future person that's going to read that. Because guess what? If I see that there's a nasty review, if there's a bad review, and the business owner comes back and responds in a respectful manner. Now, I'm not saying they were being snarky. I'm not saying that they were being smart alecky, but they respond in a respectful manner. They tell their side of the story. I'm not saying you got to tell every detail about you didn't even order a cake from me and going off on people. I'm saying you respond in a respectful manner. That's going to win people over better than just having negative thing to say and nobody responding to it because you didn't get a chance to tell your side of the story. Now, let's say there's a bad review. You tell the respectful side of your thought was respectful, and your thought was thought out, was very thoughtful. And then the other person comes back and they just have a bad attitude about it. Never argue, okay? Never argue about the situation in the review site. All right. So don't be going back and forth. Just try to see if you can take it offline. I would rather discuss this offline. I would rather have, let's set up a call offline off of this, something to take it to another direction to where it's not like you guys are arguing back and forth to each other. It may take some time, some word gymnastics. It could just be something as simple as, well, we thank you for your business. We hope to be able to, do better the next time, or that's why we offered you X, Y, and Z in exchange for, or whatever, just telling other things that that kind of showcase how you tried to make the situation better, even though the person may be giving you some type of negative review. Okay. So the key takeaway here is if you get a bad review, don't just let it go unsaid. Just don't let it go unresponded to. Respond to it respectfully and keep it moving. Okay. And don't argue with them about it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. If you have to get to the point where you just like, agree to disagree. We can take this offline if you want to. Let's set up a call. However you need to say it. Don't argue with people. But just know that it's for the future person to see how you handled the situation. Okay. So moving on, we talked about platform options. We talked about how to respond to bad reviews. Okay. How to get reviews. Okay. So how to get reviews. First, I'm going to tell you 4 different ways. First, I want you to provide an email follow-up. Okay. So as soon as somebody purchases an item, or like, within a couple of days or so after delivering to them, like you dropped off the cake at the birthday party or what have you, send a follow-up email. You can automate this process if you want to where, within 2 days of you sending a receipt, you have it where you can send out an automated email that says, we want to thank you for your purchase. We just wanted to follow up and see how everything went. And then you can direct them to whichever review site you would prefer for them to go to. I will tell you guys, I don't know if you use Gmail, and I know I use Gmail, but I have my domain name connected to my Gmail. So even though I have info@thesweetfest.com as my email actually comes through Google. Okay. But the awesome thing about Google and Gmail is that you can schedule an email. So, like let's say on your admin day, whatever day that is, if you know that you're going to be delivering your cake on Sunday, then you can schedule an email to go out on Tuesday asking for, a review, directed them, with a link to wherever they can leave a review, asking them if they want to submit a picture, whether you want to build up your Yelp or your Google or your Wedding Wire or whatever platform you want to build up, send them a link to that, just following up, like, how did we do? Or you can send out an email in general, like, hey, how did we do? And then if they say something great, then you can send them the link if you want to go about it that way, to where you're kind of like, monitoring what they want, like skimming over it first, like where you're reviewing their review first, Okay. So send out an email after you've delivered, after they've gotten their cake or their treats or their cupcakes or whatever it is after the party. The other thing too is to reply to texts and emails. So like, for instance, I've seen a lot of people online where they will post a screenshot of somebody's text message or a screenshot of somebody's direct message or email or something saying how good the cake was, right? It was so good that they reached out to you first saying this is how it was. It was so delicious and so forth. Just respond to them in a way that says, oh my gosh, I just appreciate your awesome feedback. This is so great. Would you mind copying and pasting that same information right over here on this link, because your review is really going to help my business continue to grow. And I really appreciate your support. Could you support me on this platform? And put the idea in their head. Look, you don't have to rewrite this. You can literally copy and paste it. Just use this link right here. All right. So especially like if they send you a direct message through Facebook, send them your Facebook reviews link right in that direct message. You know that they're already on Facebook. It's not going to take anything for them to go to the review area on your Facebook page to leave you a review. They may not even know how to find it. So if you go ahead and capture whatever your reviews link is for your Facebook page and put it into that message, that DM, then that'll make it a lot easier for them. Remember, you want it to be the easiest, the least barriers to entry. You want to make it easy peasy, straightforward. Okay. So reply to text messages and emails so that they can, and let them know that they can copy and paste, plant that seed in there with them. And then the other thing is to request it via social media. Okay. So on your social media platforms, you can put out, hey, have you ever had a sweet treat or, a cake or an order from, your business? We would love to hear your thoughts, and please leave a review over at this place. You can do that on your Facebook page. You can do that on your Instagram or whatever other pages that you subscribe to. Make sure that they know exactly that you're looking for it, because they may be interested. Put it in your stories and say, have you enjoyed a treat with us before? Put it as like a little sticker. Yes. And no, but I'm going to order soon. And then when they respond, you can send them a link in their DM so that they know exactly where to go when it comes to leaving you a review. And then the other piece too, so the fourth, because I said I was going to give you guys 4 options as to how to get more reviews. I would say to also include a card or a sticker, okay, a card or a sticker whenever you deliver or when they have pickups, okay? So include it as part of your delivery package, include it as part of your pickup package. So like if you, for instance, if you give people like a cupcake, like if it's got a dozen cupcake container, then maybe have more than just the one sticker, or maybe included on your sticker, you have a leave us a review, basically something to request a review. Like, did you enjoy this? Receive such and such off, or receive a free cookie the next time, or whatever have you, and then shoot them over to your review site. I think that there may be some terms and conditions issues when it comes to doing that with Yelp, as far as like offering incentive. But other review sites, I think it's a green light to where you can just have, you can offer something if they leave you a review. Okay, so those are the 4 options. And I do see some questions. I will answer them in just a little bit. I want to make sure that I get through all of this first before I get to the questions. Okay, and then the other thing too is when it comes to reviews is I want you guys to share your reviews. So important. Everybody's not going to go to your Google page. Everybody's not going to go to your Yelp page. Everybody's not going to go to your Wedding Wire page. But when you get those good reviews, then you should share them in your emails, on your social media, in your feeds. You should share them so that people know what a great job you're doing, so that when they do find you on these other platforms, that they know you are doing a bang up job and that they should order from you. Okay. So I want you to share in 3 places. I want you to share on your website. So I've seen a lot. I've done a lot of website reviews in the years. Okay, so there's a lot of websites that are missing reviews by your customers. If you get reviews on wherever, Facebook, Yelp, Google, it doesn't matter. You can literally copy and paste it over onto your website. Just make it look pretty. Okay, so copy the text, figure out whose name it is, and paste it onto your website. It's a review. It's a valid review. You can substantiate. You can say the evidence is here. My receipts are that it's actually over on my Facebook page. My receipt is that it's actually over on my Google page. But just copy and paste that content over onto your website so that when people find you and find your website, they see it already there, that you've gotten 5 stars, or you've gotten however many hearts, or whatever it is, however you want to identify it, that it is on your website. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, I also want you to share it on your social media. And this is on any type of social media. This is where people find you, your Instagram, your Facebook, wherever it is that you're active on social media. But I don't want you to just share it as a screenshot. So there's another place I'm going to talk about screenshots, but I want you to copy and paste that content into Canva or any other like graphic design type software to make it look pretty. I don't want you to share a screenshot onto your feed. We'll talk about screenshots in a minute. I would like for you to take whatever it is, the text that they said in the text message, or whatever they said in the email, or whatever type of feedback they gave you on maybe you posted a picture on your Instagram and then they commented underneath it like it was so delicious, everybody ate every bite. Copy that text, whatever they wrote, plop it into a template that you find that matches your brand on Canva, and use that as an image that you're going to share in your feed. Okay, so that people can see exactly what you offer in your business and how great your business is. All right, so then the third place is to share in your stories. So the easiest way that you're going to go about sharing your content, obviously, if somebody sends you a text message or if they send you an email, you can just take a screenshot, boom. And you guys, you can see I have an iPhone because I did this. That's my screenshot. I don't know how you do a screenshot on Android, but that's my screenshot on my phone, right? So I want you to take a screenshot and then I want you to share it in your stories. Obviously, first, before you take the screenshot, I want you to ask the customer. All right. So you say, hey, do you mind if I share this on my stories? Do you mind if I share this on my social media? If they say yes, that's when you're gonna click, you're gonna take your screenshot and then you're gonna post it into your story. Okay. Into your story. All right. I don't want you to share a screenshot on your feed. I want you to share a screenshot on your story. The only reason I don't want you to share your screenshot on your feed is because I want your feed to be branded and have your brand colors, and it has your brand aesthetic. I don't want it to have what looks like things that don't belong. Even though your review belongs on your feed, I want it to look pretty and nice and branded when it comes onto your feed. But it can be in your story looking any type of way, which is literally the screenshot can be on your feed. But then also take it a step further, and I want you to create a highlight. Okay, so if you're not familiar with what a highlight is, on Instagram, it's basically the bubbles. So if you go to your profile page, if you go to your actual page on Instagram, there's like a little row of bubbles between your bio and between where the pictures start. Okay. So the highlights are basically stories that you have shared previously, and now you've basically put them in folders, but we just call them highlights. Okay. So I want you to share your reviews in your stories, and then I want you to add a reviews highlight to your page. Okay. So with that being said, then people are going to be able to come to your Instagram page, and as soon as they find you, let's say they found you, through the Explore page or something, and now they're coming to your page to see what all you're about, and then they're going to see your highlights that says reviews, and at that point, then they can see every review you've ever added to that highlight. Okay, and that all those reviews are going to come from your stories. Okay, cool. Yes. Chopin says, is it spelled Canva, Canva? Yes, it is Canva, Canva. Yes, I'm glad you asked that. Okay, so that's all I had. We talked about platform options. We talked about responding to bad reviews. We talked about how to get reviews. And included in the how to get reviews, we said email follow-ups, replying to text and emails, and letting people know that they can copy and paste. The other thing was to request the reviews via your social media or via other platforms, as well as also the last one was including in your cards, including cards or stickers when you deliver or when you pick up. Okay. And then the last piece was to share reviews publicly. So whether that be in emails, I probably could have had that as a number 4. It probably would have been number 4 to share via email as well, like if you have a newsletter or something. But I did say to share on your website, and then share on your social media in the actual feed as well as in your actual stories, and then include the highlights as like a review highlight that has all of the reviews in one place. All right, so I'm going to come to the chat and see if there's any questions. And also, if you're watching the replay, please place your questions down in the description box. I do see the reviews, or I do see the comments. It's still a review. I guess it's a review over what you thought about it. But I do look at the comments, and if there's questions or if there's feedback, I do check that out, and I do respond to those as well. So I want to hear back from you guys. But for now, I'm going to go to the chat and see if there is anything else that I didn't respond to. Okay, so Miss Realist said, I had a negative review but never serviced the person. How would you handle that? That's a really good point. So Miss Realist 25 is asking about when you get a negative review, but it's not from somebody that you've actually like sold anything to or whatever. You can do 2 things. You can respond to it, and you can say, we don't have any record of this type of order from you. Would you please let us know when you actually did have this service, that type of thing. If it was literally just like they left a 1 star and they didn't say anything, like they didn't say this was a bad experience, they didn't actually leave any feedback, but it was just a 1 star, you can also report them and say that this was a fraudulent review. And depending upon the review site, they may actually take it down for you. But I wouldn't leave it unsaid. I would say, so sorry that you, are leaving us a bad review, or, I don't know. I don't know how I want to phrase it. I don't want to say we're sorry you're leaving us a bad review, but it could be that, something like it's unfortunate that, that you left us a negative review, but we actually don't have any record of you purchasing from us. Would you mind contacting us to let us know what your issues were with this, with the order? Because we don't know who you are, basically, but in a polite way. Veronica says, sorry, I joined late. Is this for Yelp reviews? This is for any type of reviews, Veronica. This is for, Yelp. This is for Google. This is for, Wedding Wire, The Knot, literally any place that they could leave you a review. I would say don't let the things go unresponded to. This could be on social media somewhere. So, like if somebody leaves a review on a cake, or they just leave like a comment on a cake that's negative, I would, well, first of all, the great thing about social media is that you can delete random comments. It's not the same on review sites. But, you know, if you want to leave it up there, then you can respond. But like I said, don't argue back and forth with people because you're not going to get anywhere. All right. Any other questions? You guys, we're doing it. We're rocking and rolling. We have one more day left in this whole series, in this whole video series. I want to shout out to those of you who have been on here every day. I want to shout out to those of you who just found it today. I want to shout out to all of you who have been here for a couple days last week and a couple days this week and been playing catch up in between. I appreciate all of you and all the great and positive energy and great feedback that you've been sending my way. I so appreciate it. It has been awesome. Laquita says, I had a customer send me a video that was a review. Should I add that in my feed and stories? Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. They sent you a review. First of all, ask them. I will caveat my little asterisks whenever it comes to sharing screenshots or sharing, stuff that's submitted privately. So it's one thing for it to be a public review. You don't really have to ask people permission for that. But if it's something that's sent to you via text or email, or something that's sent to you privately, then I would always ask if you can share it first. But no, I mean, honestly, if they sent you a video and they said, yes, you can share it, then yes, that thing would be everywhere. It would be posted on my website. It would be posted in my feed. It would be posted in my stories. Anytime that people can give great feedback on your product. I mean, like, let's just think back to the guy who was singing about the patty pies, right? Would any of us have bought a patty pie had we not heard homeboy singing about how good patty pies were? No, but that was user-generated content. It was a video review. We loved it. He was so enthusiastic, and we were like, doggone it, we got to try us a patty pie this Thanksgiving. Right? So in the same situation, if you get a video review or if you get some great and glowing feedback, share that with the people, as long as folks are okay with you sharing it, and which I don't understand why they would be not okay with you sharing it. Okay. Any other questions? If you guys enjoyed this, please give a thumbs up so that YouTube can know that this was awesome video and that you guys got value out of it, that you enjoyed yourself. Please give a thumbs up. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And I also put in our text number so that you can join the notification text message chain whenever we go live on the page, or whenever a new video comes out on the channel, then you'll be notified. It's 844-559-9580. And that is here in the chat, and it's also in the description box below. And you're just going to text JOIN YTBELL in order to join the text message group. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, then thank you so much for hanging out. I've been having a great time with you guys, and I usually hop on to Instagram live each day during the work week. I'm not going to always promise that it'll be each day, but so far I've been doing a pretty good job being on there with you guys and hanging out. And I would love to have you guys hang out with me around lunchtime as well every day. So go hang out over there. If you're not following, follow sweet_fest on Instagram, and let me know that you found me via YouTube, because that would be really cool to know. And like I said, if you're a replay viewer, let me know that you're watching in the replay in the comments section. I can't think of any other reminders. So I will see you guys back here tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern to wrap up our series, 8 Days of Marketing. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. And if you are not in the Sweet Success Project, go join us over there. And then I'll see you again on Friday for the other bonus tip. All right. See you guys later. Bye. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, guys.